Welcome back to MTD CNC North America, my friends. I am going to introduce you to a brand new company today called You guys know SCHUNK. Everybody knows SCHUNK. However, we're going to talk with Michael and learn a little bit more about the overview of SCHUNK, because most of us know them as really great work holding, and we see their grippers on almost every single robot. But there is more to SCHUNK than meets the eye. So Michael, thank you so much for being a part of MTD CNC.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
I appreciate that. So, work holding, we know you guys are everywhere. Automation everywhere, grippers everywhere. But what else are you guys into, and what kind of new products are you guys releasing lately?
Yeah, sure. I can appreciate that. I visit a lot of end users of our product, and what's typical of that interaction is they know us for maybe a couple different kind of segments of products, but really we manufacture a lot of different components for the machine tool industry and beyond, really. So what you'll see a lot advertised on our website is superior clamping and gripping. So clamping is clamping the tool, clamping the workpiece. Gripping is gripping the workpiece or moving something around. On the clamping side, that's our tool holding and work holding products. So any components, anywhere from the machine spindle to the machine table. So we're clamping the workpiece or clamping the tool. And we help you do that in a really efficient and productive way. So my background is actually work holding. So that's kind of how I got my start at SCHUNK, was an application engineer, designing and supporting the stationary work holding product line. So what I really focused on all the time was keeping the spindle running. And I think that's really the objective for us all, is to keep the spindle running and also to do that in a really efficient way. And work holding plays a crucial part in keeping the spindle running. So one of the biggest focuses for me is our quick change pallet system. That's the VeerOS system. And it allows you to just quickly change between whatever work holding you have on the machine. And when you start looking at the evolution of machine tools, you know, we're getting multi-axis machines coming out. 5-axis is the new norm, essentially, and they're getting more and more complex, which also means more capabilities to run different types of parts and so on. And with that, you want to be able to change over quickly between parts. So this is a huge focus for us. And you also see it in another way. So, and maybe if I step back a little bit to kind of talk about the product lines.
Sure.
You have stationary work holding, which is really kind of meant for mills, right? And then rotating work holding for lathes. So just like I was talking about with the VeerOS system for quick change on mills, we also have quick change systems designed for lathe chucks on lathes. And this is a brand new product of ours that we just released. It's our THW3. It's a really, really nice lathe chuck. And this is actually one of our earlier products is lathe chucks right here. Mm-hmm. And that's a quick jaw change chuck. So now in just a few minutes, you can change between your first operation jaws and your second operation jaws. So using aggressive jaws for the first operation or soft jaws for the second operation. I mean, I'm struggling to I don't even know where to start, because there's so many different products that I'm excited about.
Well, yeah, I think you've done a fantastic job. So to your point about the 5-axis world, right? Yeah. Talking with my friends over at Matsura, they talked about in 2000, around 2000, 25% of their sales were, you know, in the 5-axis world. And then it went up to 40%, and then 60%. And right now, we're talking about, it's not a matter of if I can buy a 5-axis, it's what would I do if I didn't have one? And products like SCHUNK I see everywhere. So something like this on the lathe, we're talking quick change and flexible. Something like this, we're talking quick change, flexible. Don't let me leave out accuracy whatsoever, because if we're going to be quick and we're going to be flexible, we have to also be accurate. We can't just be rubbish on that side, right? So again, I see SCHUNK everywhere, whether it be here, whether it be in the grippers, whether it be on the lathes, whether it be on the mills. And from the outside looking in and seeing you guys all over the place, I guess one of my questions is that you would know better than I would be, there's a lot of work holding options out there for the customers, right? There's lots of choices, and I've seen on pallet change systems where they have 5 different choices on one machine, right? So I guess my question is, when it comes to your uniqueness and standing out in the industry as a name brand of SCHUNK, where do you see some of those greatest successes? Where do you see really helping the customer?
Yeah, well, I think you put it well when you talked about quality and accuracy. So for sure on the accuracy side, what I like about, working for SCHUNK is that I can always rely on the product with the quality. So you know that when you provide the product, it's going to work, and it's going to work top notch. But it's not only that. We have, where I see us standing out is at our core, we're a component supplier, and we have a really diverse range of components to suit you for the right application. Now, you mentioned work holding and kind of picking the right work holding for the right solution. Well, we have almost every type of work holding you might need, from magnetic work holding to manual vices to automatic vices. And we're noticing the same trend in the industry. It's not even just about 5-axis, it's about high technology, it's about automation. So we're coming up with some new product lines to support automation as well. One thing I'm really excited about that we've had great success with is this product here. This is our PGS3 pneumatic vise. And what it is everything about it, we tried to make it easy. We want to make it easy to get into automation, easy to implement, and take it one step further so that you're not having to buy components and figuring out how to put them all together and make everything work. I mean, I think everyone is kind of trying to do that same thing. We're trying to make it easier for the end user to automate because we have to. We have to invest in the higher technology, and this is a step in that direction. It's a pneumatic vise where you can just use some standard steel soft job blanks, machine them to the geometry you need, and now you can clamp and unclamp the workpiece automatically. It has a nice flange around the bottom side of it to mount very easily to the machine table. And just like we were talking about with the quick change, the bottom side of it
Boom.
is also prepared for the quick change system. So what I like, what I've seen with this, I've seen end users, just small shops, man, they have a little quick change system on their machine, and they'll run a manual vise during the day where they're doing the difficult work, and then they'll just set up some of the easy work to run on this vise. And all it is just taking this vise off and putting that vise on and putting this vise on. And that system is repeating within 5 micron or 0.2.
Wow.
So essentially exactly where you left it. And it makes it really easy to switch between those two things.
Very clever by your customers, very clever by you guys. And so I'm kind of hearing this, and there's always going to be someone out there who goes, well, I wasn't able to be helped with so-and-so, but if I'm hearing this correctly, I just pretty much give SCHUNK a call, and they're going to integrate my entire machine, whether I have robots or pallet changers or a lathe or a mill or work holding. And the importance of utilizing one company for all of these aspects allows obviously positive attributes to just trickle down from that. You only have one company to call if something goes wrong, which is a rare thing, but if it does. If you need added components to your machine, it's the one company you go through, right? And also, you can trust that it's going to be rigid and flexible and accurate, and any upgrades that come into the system, you're going to be able to switch from a manual vise to an automated pneumatic vise or whatever. You've really thought ahead of what's going on, right? And you kind of predict for the future what it's going to be, and you implement your products for that.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because it's something I'm really passionate and proud of at SCHUNK. We have an incredible support team of application engineers and technical people really standing by to help out the end user who's trying to implement whatever they're trying to implement. And we're getting really good at it too, where it's like we really know where we fit in. We're going to say, hey, this is what we can help you with. Here's the start, here's the stop. We know all the major integrators. We work really well with them. And that's something that really sets us apart. It's our people. And we have a really strong team in North Carolina prepared to help everyone out. Strong team in North Carolina, and we have regional coverage around the country. Really strong regional coverage where if you need someone to come in and take a look at it, we can be there the same day or the next day and talk through it with you. And if he wants to link in an engineer to talk through the details with you, we can do that too. It's funny because it's kind of, we're in a day and age now where it's everything, we're putting information at people's fingertips to actually kind of get away from that. But that value, there's so much value there, and it's worth using because we're there to help you, whatever it is you need help supporting.
Michael, I'm gonna let you get to your customers. You are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this story. Guys, this is SCHUNK. I'm really grateful to introduce you to this brand new, obviously, we all know it, but Michael, you are amazing. Thank you for sharing a little bit more, the broad scale, and I hope you guys have learned something as much as I have today. Thank you for watching MTD CNC.